Enjoy your weekly personal Mormon Times print edition delivered to your doorstep. Subscribe today at MormonTimes.com. 3 years ago, Chris Collinsworth was playing basketball for BYU. After his freshman season, the 6'9" forward changed in his high tops for dress shoes to serve a mission in Australia. But 6 months in, he and his companion were brutally attacked. He credits God and his angels for saving their lives. 21-year-old Chris Collinsworth always knew he wanted to serve a mission. It was a desire he had as a boy, a desire that remained even after playing 1 year of basketball at BYU. He was called to serve in Sydney, Australia.
I remember thinking, if I stayed, I'll always have that regret could always be there in the back of my mind. But if I go, I'll have no regret. There's nothing to regret from going on a mission. And I kind of felt like I was the luckiest guy in the world.
But 6 months into his mission, Chris had some very bad luck. It was October 14th, 2008. He and his companion were headed home after a long day of tracting in a town called Auburn. He later found out where they were walking was considered one of the most dangerous areas in Sydney.
We were just walking down the street, headed home, and we got attacked by 2 guys and some of their buddies. Next thing I know, I have my shirt pulled over my head and I'm on the ground, got kicked in the rib and in the head about 20 times, and luckily a guy in his car started flashing his light and honking his horn, and he broke up the fight, and these guys, I don't even know how many of them were, they ran away, and so yeah, it was pretty scary, it was pretty intense.
So intense, the attackers used not only their fists and feet, but knives as well. Chris was stabbed in the back, and it barely missed his kidney. His companion suffered severe cuts on his hands. Miraculously, Chris stayed just 1 day in the hospital and was back tracting within a few days.
My mission president, after we were out of the hospital, he took me and my companion and me and the guy that we got attacked with, he took all of us back to the place where it happened, took us back to the street, and you know, there's still blood on the street, still blood on the sidewalk, and he told us that place was the only place besides the temple that he could say for sure that he knew angels had walked. And he said that there was angels on our left hand and angels on our right hand to protect us and to keep us safe.
Chris was overwhelmed at what he was hearing. Those were the same words said in Chris's blessing by his stake president 6 months earlier when he was set apart for his mission.
And I remember when he said those words, the feeling that came over me, and it was amazing. It was just one of those things that you can't explain, and like I knew the hand of God was a big part of why nothing serious happened to me.
Chris said despite the attack, he never once thought of returning home.
My desire to be a missionary and my desire to work harder grew, and I was so thankful just to be there and still be alive and well. You're out there to help other people, but I really believe that missions are to change us, help us become better people, and kind of the refiner's fire. And so I loved it. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do the exact same thing. It was the best decision I ever made.
Chris returned home from his mission last April and began the season with BYU, but he injured his knee and is out the rest of the year. Chris's younger brother Kyle, who also plays for the Cougars, just received his call this past week. Kyle will enter the MTC in May and will serve in Russia. Good luck to Kyle. Coming up, a message to keep in mind this month as we celebrate Valentine's Day.
Think the best of each other, especially of those you say you love.
But first, each week we showcase a few of our missionaries who are called to serve around the world. If you'd like to share a picture of a missionary you know, please send it to MormonTimes@ksl.com.
Come follow me, the Savior said, then let us in his footsteps tread. For thus alone can we be one, with God's own loved begotten.